Good morning, students. I hope you all have gone through the last part of the chapter 1 in the previous video, which we have seen about the various input devices and output devices and booting of a computer. So with that, the chapter 1 gets completed. So in this video, we will start with the chapter 2 number system. So in this chapter, we will start with the definition of data in the introduction part and how the data are represented in computer's memory and various types of number systems available and the steps to convert from one number system to the other number system and binary addition and subtraction in binary arithmetic, and last you will see about the various coding schemes available to represent the characters in computer's memory. So in part 2 you will see about the Boolean algebra. In part 2 you will see about Boolean algebra. So where you will be studying about the logic gates, various logic gates available, which helps the computer to take logical decision, which helps the computer to make logical decision. So all logic gates we will be studying in part 2 Boolean algebra. First, we will start with the introduction where we will be studying the definition of data. So in chapter 1 itself, we have studied about the definition of data. So what is the definition for data? Data is a collection of unprocessed raw fact. So it is the term main thing is unprocessed raw fact, from which mainly used for communication, interpretation and processing. So here the same meaning, data is a raw fact. For example, so these are the two data. You can able to just conclude that it is a name, it is a number. Other than you cannot able to conclude a decision. By processing these two, you will get a information. So by processing these two, you will get the information. Information is a collection of processed fact from which conclusion may be drawn. So Arun is 30 years old. So this is the information. So this is all about the definition and introduction part. So next you will see the how the data are represented in computer's memory. So whatever data may be an alphabet or a symbol or a special character, whatever may be the data which we give to the computer, it converts and it can able to only handle 0 and 1. So which we call that as a machine language. Okay, we call these two numbers as a machine language, and these two digits are called as a binary digit. Bi means 2. So these two digits are called as binary digit. In short form we call as a bit. So a bit comprises of 0 and 1. And a nibble is a combination of 4 bits, which we call as a nibble. And the combination of 8 bits we call as a byte. So these are the various terms available in the data representation. So next one is a word length, and word length means number of bits processed by the CPU at a time in a single operation, in a single function. So number of bits processed by a CPU. Currently we are using 32 bits, 64 bits, you might have heard that. So it can able to process 32 bits at a time in an operation, in a function. It can able to process 64 bits in an operation, in a function. So that is the meaning for the word length. Next is the computer memory. There are two types of memory, main memory and the secondary storage. So mostly the computer memory are represented in these terms. So starting from the kilobyte. In maths, generally kilo represents 1000. Whereas in computer, kilo represents 1024, which is 2 power 10. This is, we have to write as is cap operator, that is a cap symbol. We read it as 2 power 10. Okay, starts from kilobyte, that is 1024 bits, and it goes on increasing. Next is megabyte, MB, that is 1024 kilobyte, that is 1024 kilobyte, that is 2 power 20. Likewise, gigabyte is 1024 MB, 2 power 30. Likewise, goes on to yottabytes, that is 1024 zettabytes, 2 power 80. So this is all about the data representation in computers memory. So next we will see about the various types of number systems available. Types of number systems. Mainly number system is used to represent numbers. So most commonly we use decimal number system. So there are 4 types of number systems available. So namely decimal, binary, octal and hexadecimal. So each number system has a unique identifier called as base value or radix. So radix is a count of number of digits in each number system. So for example, the base value for decimal is 10. It means that the values, it contains 0 to 9, that 10 numbers, that is the radix. So for binary, we have 0 and 1. So the radix is 2. For octal, from 0 to 7, we have 8 numbers. So the radix is 8. And hexadecimal, 0 to 9, similar to decimal. And after 9, it will be having from A to F. Say for example, 10 as A, and 11 as B, and 12 as C, and 13 as D, 14 as E, and 15 as F. So like that, 10 to 15, the number will be represented as A to F. Okay, here you see the example. So the number will be from 0 to 9, and here we have to mention the base value. With this base value only, we can able to identify that whether this number system belongs to decimal or binary or octal or hexadecimal. Okay, mentioning the radix is most important. So this is all about the types of number system. So in your book they have given some examples in between. So initially you no need to look out that. Later when we go to the conversion, number system conversion, we will see in detail. Next we will see about the conversion, number system conversions. So in number system conversions, so first the decimal number system can be converted into binary, octal and hexadecimal. In addition to that, fractional decimal will be there, that we have to convert to binary. And similarly, binary to decimal, octal and hexadecimal. In addition to that, fractional binary will be there, we have to convert to decimal. Whereas octal and hexadecimal will be converting only to decimal and binary. So first, in this video, we will see about the decimal conversion. Decimal to binary, octal and hexadecimal, and also fractional decimal to binary. First, we will see the decimal to binary conversion. So these are the 3 steps we have to follow for converting the given decimal number into binary. So first, repeated division by 2. You have to divide the given decimal number until you get the quotient as 0 or 1. You have to repeatedly divide the given decimal number by 2 until you get the quotient as 0 or 1. So the remainder will be either 0 or 1, because we are converting the decimal number into binary. So binary number means you will be having only 2 numbers, that is either 0 or 1. So the remainder will be either 0 or 1. So let us see the example. Let us take 35 as a decimal number. So I am going to divide normal division method, that is remainder will be 1. Again 2. Again remainder will be 1. Remainder is 0. we have continuously repeatedly divided the given decimal number. We have stopped the division until we reach the quotient as 0 or 1. This is the quotient part. This is the quotient part. And this is the last step. We have to stop dividing the number by 2. So now we have finished the steps. We have to take and write the answer. How we have to take and write the answer means, starting from the last one. This is starting from the quotient part. From 1. We have to write from bottom to top. So write 35. Whenever you write the answer, the radius is most important. From the quotient part. 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, and this radius is 2. So this is how we have to convert the decimal into binary. Decimal to octal conversion. So the same steps, only slight changes are there. Repeated division by 8 because octal radius is 8, and repeat the steps until the quotient become less than 8. That means the quotient must be from 0 to 7, that is less than 8, and remainder will be 0 to 7 because the octal radius is 8 and the total number is 0 to 7. So the remainder will be 0 to 7. So now let us see the example. The same number, that is 4 times, and the remainder is 3. So we have stopped the division. So we have received the quotient as less than 8. So again we have to write from bottom to top. So while writing 35 base 10 is equal to 43 base 8. So this is how we have to divide the decimal to, this is how we have to convert the decimal to octal number. Next we will see the hexadecimal, that is the last one. So a slight change will be there. Repeated division by 16 and the quotient will be less than 16, that is 0 to 15, and the remainder also 0 to 15. So now let us see an example. I take 31, that is 1 times, and the remainder is 15. So we got the quotient also as less than 16 and the remainder also 0 to 15. So again we have to write from bottom to top. I have written the first one. In hexadecimal, we have told that from 10 to 15, the alphabets is replaced. So A to F. For 15, F represents. So we have to write as 1 F. So that is the only thing we have to keep in mind. And the radius is 16. So this is all about the decimal to binary, octal and hexadecimal conversion. Now let us see the fractional decimal to binary conversion. Fractional decimal and binary conversion. So in the integer part, there is no change. We have to follow the same steps as we followed in decimal to binary conversion. In fractional part, we have to follow the below steps. So first, let us go with the example and come back to the steps part, so that it will be easy for you to understand the steps in the fractional part. Okay, so here I have got the 9.2, that is the decimal number. So this is the integer part, and this 0.2 including the point is the fractional part. Okay, so the integer part, so as we have followed in the normal decimal to binary conversion, so I have converted. So I will write the answer, that is 1 0 0 1 base 2. 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 1 0 0 So in the fractional part, first we have to take with the decimal point. Here, before the decimal point means that is nothing means we have to have as a 0. It is understood that. Multiply it. Whereas in the integer part you will divide, repeated divide. Whereas here repeated multiplication. So now 0.4. Okay. We have to just repeat multiply by 2. Repeated multiplication by 2. The answer is 0.4. So you have to take this part, take the resultant integer part separately. So I will write smaller so that it will be easy. You have to separate discard the integer part of the resultant separately. Okay, and you have to take this 0.4 only, that is 0.4 only. 0.4 only, because it is nothing means it is 0 obviously. Again we have to multiply 0.8. Again the integer part is 0. So again I take the 0.8. It is 2. That is here 16 and it is 1.6. Not 0.16, it is 1.6. So I take the integer part as 1 and just taking the fractional part, that is 6. Again 2, the one goes here 1.2. So we have to do the multiplication continuously, repeatedly until we get the fraction part again. So in case if we don't get the fraction part again, we have to stop at the maximum of 7 times multiplication. You can go with 7 times multiplication and you can stop that and you can have a etc. symbol. That is, you can have write the answer and put dot dot like that. So in case if you don't get until till the 7th multiplication, you can stop with the 7th multiplication and you can write the answer and put the etc. symbol. So first let us write the answer. Here in the integer part you will be writing from bottom to top, whereas in the fractional part you have to write from top to bottom. So that is 0 0 1 1 0. So I write by combining these two, 9.2 base 10 is equal to, their integer part answer is 1001 point, here 00110. This is how we have to convert the fractional decimal to binary. Now let us come back to the steps part. First, what we have did, multiply the fraction part by 2. Multiply the fraction part by 2. And note the integer part. And note that the integer part, that is 0 or 1. Again, multiply the fraction part of previous product by 2. So we have previous product, fraction part of the previous product again by 2. Repeat until the same fraction repeats or terminates 0. We have repeated until the same fraction repeats or terminates 0 means, in some cases you will have a number like this, that is 0.5. Say for example 9.5. So we will be taking the fraction part, multiplying by 2. You have noted the integer part. So the fraction, taking the previous product fraction means it is 0.0. When you multiply, again it comes 0.0. It goes on. So if you receive the fraction part as 0 means you can stop multiplying. That is the meaning of terminates 0. So this is all about the first decimal to other number system conversion, that is decimal to binary, octal and hexadecimal, and fractional decimal to binary. So in the next video we will go with the other conversion, that is binary to decimal, octal and hexadecimal, and fractional binary to decimal, and octal to decimal binary, and hexadecimal to decimal binary. Thank you, students.